Referees after every missed shot seem worse than ever during Wednesday night's Game 3 in Dallas. So, Paul, if you were Luka's teammate, let's say you were the Kyrie to Luka, how would you handle this?
I mean, definitely gonna have a conversation. But you know what I used to do, Skip? When I played, I would always find out who the refs was before the game because you know reputations from referees proceed themselves. So this is something I did every game. So I knew going into the game. Oh, yeah, you can't. James Capers, you could talk to him. Oh, you know, Joey Crawford, you kind of want to.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't be like, hey, Luka, check this out. This is who we got today. We got James, we got him, we got Mark.
Mark.
We got to chill today, dog. We need this game. We need this game. You know, like, all right, you could get on him a little bit more, but, you know, hold it back.
Scott, maybe.
Yeah, because you ain't going to change him overnight.
Yeah.
But then if you break it down to him like that, like, look, we got Scott tonight, James. We can't have that tonight. No. If I'm his teammate, we can't have that tonight. You just got to play, get back. They're going to make bad calls. You know they're going to make bad calls. So just get back. So that's a conversation. This has got to be every night, though. It's got to be every night. Look, listen, we got tonight. Like me, I looked at a ref and I knew who I could talk to. I knew who I had to chill with. I knew who I could kind of go a little bit overboard with. So that's something, but it's got to come from somebody he respects. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to come from like Kyrie. I'm not sure anybody else can say, hey, stay off the refs.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm doing over here, man, I know what I'm doing over here. Like, you can't be who your boy Vinny Johnson off the bench. What's his name? Hardy?
No.
Hardy can't go up to Luka and be like, hey, like, man, watch out. But it's got to come from somebody he respects. Most likely Kyrie. J. Kidd, you know, he done already talked to him. He done already tuned that out. J. Kidd done talked to him about 100 times already. So they got to have a conversation. And I think it got to go something like how I'm saying. Like, it's got to be a day-by-day thing.
I would say Tim Hardaway might get away with it.
Tim Hardaway Sr.?
Yeah, maybe Sr.
Tim Hardaway Sr.?
I'm saying Junior because of Sr.
Tim Hardaway Sr.?
Yeah.
Maybe Tim Hardaway Sr.
Yeah.
But after that last performance Tim Hardaway Jr. put up, I can't hear what he's talking about right now. I'm frustrated as it is. You know what? Why don't you worry about go making some shots? And I'm going to worry about this.
Yeah, I know that there's 4 people in the building that have already, just over a course of time, have talked to Luka to slow it down. Nico, Mike Finn, J. Kidd, and Kyrie have already. They've been telling him for a minute. This is not new.
Though. It's got to be every day.
But they're probably doing it every single day. It's up to him.
Would Cuban try it at all?
I don't know Mark enough to know if he would try it, you know, or even get involved in it to that level. But I know that those guys have said to him, you got to focus more on playing basketball, man, and stop worrying about trying to draw fouls and entice the referees that probably don't like your ass to begin with.
That is a fact.
You know, the referees, you're like Paul saying, though, in football, with good coaches that I've had, I've known every single referee.
Yep.
I've known what they like to call. When, hey, Keyshawn, we got so-and-so. If you cannot hold and grab, you cannot push off because he's going to call it. Here's how many push-offs they called this year. So you know all of that. Now it's up to you right here to know, hey, man, don't look at Scott Foster like that. What's my man named? The brother.
Mark?
No, the brother that tee everybody up just off the rip. You know who I'm talking to. Tony Brothers. You already know. You already know. Don't walk past Tony Brothers. Go the other way. Right. Just go on the other side of the court.
You can see it on his face.
Right. You can see it. So if
don't look Tony Brothers in the eye.
Don't do it.
Don't look at him. No. Don't wave him off. Don't just go on and play basketball. Now, if Luka could do that, he's in a win-win situation.
Yeah.
But the pouting, the screaming, the hollering, as I told y'all before, look at the road games versus the home games, and look at his behavior on the road versus at home.
You did say that.
It increases at home for whatever reason.
It's got to be the feeling you feel like you're entitled to calls at home.
Yeah, you're in charge. It's your play.
That's your house. Whatever it is.
That's probably why.
No.
But you also got to understand, you may be hurting your team by being frustrated that you don't get calls, so you start doing stupid things. You start intentionally taking it out on the opponent.
You do.
That the ref didn't give you the call, so you gonna show now, oh, look, see, I'm gonna force you into giving me a call. And then you get yourself into foul trouble, you lose games, you out of rhythm, you focused in on the wrong things, you now playing 3-on-4, your teammates are now playing 3-on-5, 4-on-5 basketball because of you. If you fall to the ground and you sitting there and don't get up and chase or look, and the other guy is lagging behind because he just behind for whatever reason, now it's 3-on-5 basketball, or it's 4-on-5 basketball. Now it's an easy layup in transition for another team. And Luka's got to understand that. And I'm sure Jay Kidd and the staff is sitting down, showing him everything, having conversation. He got to retain the information, Skip. You just got to retain it. To be a champion, he's got to change.
Okay, so in my history of covering your game, playoff basketball, there are two ways to work the referees. One, your head coach between games, after games, and Phil Jackson was the absolute master of this, can plant the psychological seeds of, we're just not getting the calls, obviously.
Yeah.
We deserve, you can do that. You can work on their psyches because they read, they see, they hear, they digest. It plants the deepest seed, and in the flashpoint moment of the big call at the end of the game, I kind of owe them. I owe them that. I owe them that because Phil said we owe them one, right? And they got one. Okay, that's one way. That's the correct way to work the referees. Doc was, I don't know, he's been pretty good at it.
Yeah.
He was good when you guys were winning.
Yeah.
The worst way to do it is when the superstar does relentlessly what we've been talking about, where every single, you don't even pick your spots or your battles.
No.
It's every single, the other night, I swear, every shot he missed, he just immediately turns to or he falls on the floor and looks up like,
And
I can't believe he didn't give me the
You know how the
call.
refs take it? They take it as you showing them out.
Yeah.
No, you are.
No
It's like
doubt.
you showing them out.
No
and
doubt.
they like, all right, I'm swallow this whistle now because
And
you're
as
not going to get this call.
As you both know, the cardinal sin, what nauseated me the other night on the floor begging for a call, and the action is going the other way, 4-on-5.
Yeah, 3-on-4, 4-on-5.
It's just, it's so wrong.
Y'all outnumbered.
It is crushing psychologically for your team.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what the hell, man? You're our best player, and you're doing that to us?
Well,
the run-out baskets from his frustrated turnovers, it's hard to overcome.
And the teammates are having communication with one another.
You know it.
Or friends and family about his behavior. And he may, look, at the end, it's only a certain amount of level of a person that could go to him and say anything. Guys on the end of the bench, they can talk amongst one another, friends.
Which they do.
100%.
Yeah.
But they can't.
But you better not tweet it.
Yeah. You can't do anything because he got power. He's got a lot of power.
Tweet it or your wife tweet it
Because there's a lot of power in this situation.
Yeah.
They could be on the trading block. Because then he can say, I can't play with this dude. I can't play when he doesn't like me. And he can create all those sort of things. But they see it. We're not the only ones that see it. Oh, no, they see it.
Okay, just for the record, on free throw attempts through 3 games, the leading individual is Jaylen Brown with 20. Luka is second, obviously leading Dallas with 17. So it's not a huge discrepancy.
Yeah, that's
at
what
this
I don't
point.
get.
If you look at Luka's attempts per game, in the regular season, he was 9 free throws attempted per game. First 3 rounds of the playoffs, it went down to 7 because, as you always say, the scoring comes down, the defense gets better.
Yes.
And in this series, it's 6 per game. It's not egregious. It's not like they're getting jobbed and robbed here, right? And it's not like you're effectively working the refs to where they're giving you every call. Like James Harden went through phases of his career where I'd say, what? He got another foul call?
Yeah.
You could just blow on him, and he's going to the free throw line, right?
Yeah, but James Harden ain't screaming at the refs.
No, he doesn't.
He ain't. So they gonna give him.
They just do.
Man, let me tell you.